All right, we are live. I hope.
We're alive. All right. I gotta pinch myself. Yeah, I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive.
Great. All right. So this is exciting. It is the first Unstoppables live series show that we do, and I'm super humbled to have Joe Abdullah with us. And before we get started, I would like to say that this is the first time on LinkedIn on the Unstoppables show. We might experience some technical difficulties. If you see that we get stuck with words, my accent goes funny, or the audio drops, or the image fades away, we're gonna blame for everything the technology. And if we are all cool with that, let's get started. Joy, I'm super happy to have you here.
Amigo,
How are you?
I'm delighted. I'm delighted. I'm honored. And I'm sorry I'm jumping in because I'm so excited. Thank you for making me the first episode. You have the best guinea pig in our LinkedIn family to try everything on. So go for it.
Well, it was your idea to do this, so you should be here. You must be here the first day. So thank you. Thanks a lot. It's been amazing to getting to know you a little bit better. And the whole point of this series is to bring like inspiring stories and people who have achieved like amazing things to the little screen, to social media, so other people can learn and get inspired. And I was talking yesterday about the life of Sylvester Stallone, which is one of my role models when it comes to his willingness to succeed. And when I was talking to you the first time, I was like listening to you like amazed, So I have like 4 questions and a surprise question at the end. Surprise, yeah. So it's gonna be a little bit unexpected, but like the first thing that I would like to ask you is, who are you?
Before I answer who am I,
Yeah.
let me share this, amigo. I'm a
Okay.
very structured person who even plans for the surprises. So now you've caught me unawares saying there's a surprise question. I love it. I love it. I'm just kidding. I'm just having some fun with you. It's it's so delightful, Carlos, that we were chatting, we were talking, and you've taken an idea, just a chat, and you've created an entire podcast. Absolutely awesome. Number one. Number two, I have to say this on live. I love your brand. I love the name Unstoppables. I know I've shared this with you, but for the audience out there, Untouchables, we know the movie. Expendables, we know the movie. Unstoppable brings out everything that one can think about from an empowerment, self development, self belief aspect. So, my
Thank you.
brother, awesome. You just shown how ideas become, valuable through that action that you've taken. I'm honored to be here. Now,
Thank you, man. Thanks.
so who am I? Great question. Let me, a lot of people create decisions, create judgments by perceptions. So when you
Yeah.
look at this handsome mug, right? A lot of people says, Indian. A lot of people says, when they hear me, they say, there's something wrong here. Either he spent a few years in US and he's Indian, or the otherwise. Bottom line, I'm diversity. And why do I say I'm diversity? Is simply this. I have a mini UN literally in my immediate family. I'm a British national. I'm of Indian origin, born, brought up partly in UK, across India, subcontinent, and the last 20 years settled and living in Malaysia. My 2
Wow.
elder kids, they're Indian. They're Indian citizens, Indian nationals. My is
Wow.
Malaysian, and my 2 younger kids, my 2 younger boys, they're Malaysian. So diversity, hello, personified, right here at home. That's where it starts. That's part of who I am personally and individually. Professionally, I'm a
Yeah.
strategic marketing specialist, and I have a mission. After a 32-year corporate career, my mission is simply to humanize business by
Love it.
helping and showing businesses how valuable an engaged community can be for their brand. And I'm working on it. It's a 3-year
Love
journey. I'm working on it. Part of that story is out on my LinkedIn feature under Becoming You, an opportunity that I had to be part of a group of 6 co-authors sharing bits and pieces of their life's journey. So that's who I am. I'm Joy. Mission is I humanize business. If you come in contact with me, you're going to have a 0 or a 1 in terms of feeling. You'll either love me or you'll hate me. If you hate me, that's your problem, not mine. If you love me, that's my problem. I got to make sure we stay engaged.
Yeah, sure. Who could even hate you? I don't know. Send them to me. I'll take care of them.
Yeah.
So,
You'd
man,
be
you've
surprised.
been busy. You've been busy. You've co-written a book, and I think that some of the co-authors of this book are going to be here in next show. So that's great. So thanks a lot. I mean, look, if I think it fits your mission, what you do. Like, you are one of these people that you see people online, and you see them on social media, and you never know who's behind the screen. And sometimes you build yourself a perception. These people has a lot of followings, is an influencer, and you might feel like you're gonna find someone cold behind the screen. But when I jump on a call with you, it was like if we had been friends for our entire life. It was amazing, and it when the conversation flows and this kind of vibe, you can really feel it. So
Yep.
Thanks for that. I've got a second question.
I'm all
You ready?
yours. Yeah, I'm all yours.
So look, I would love to know, and I know that you're busy with a lot of stuff, but I would really like to know what is the most important project that you're working at the moment, and what inspires you, what keeps you busy at the moment.
Thank you for asking me that, Carlos. Now, put your mic on mute because I'm going to take the next 3 minutes. So don't jump in. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. If you don't listen, then there's no need for me to speak.
Yeah, the mic is here.
I think shout out to a few people, including my brother Joseph Sahib, who's really there on the chat box commenting away. I can't respond to those comments, but love you guys. I'm seeing quite a few people jumping in. So kudos to you, Carlos. Thank you. Now, let me the most important project. COVID, as we were discussing prior to this podcast being formed and everything, a lot of people have a lot of stress and a lot of downturn from COVID. I do too. To be very honest, I'll throw out a figure out there in a short while. I have lost $24,000 worth of actual physical work in the first half of this year. And I know you've shared some content, you've showed how you've ramped up your business and everything, but there's 2 choices when you have that happening to you. The choice number 1 is you actually let that get under your skin and say, oh, darn, I'm dead. And that's a downward spiral. Or you have the choice to say, it's part of life. It happens. It's the unknown. Now, what do I learn from it? And this is where I'll connect it back. 3 years ago, I came out of corporate. I was a typical corporate professional, Carlos. You've been there and you coach a lot of people. You'll know this. I said, I got 30 years of experience. I'm a marketing wizard. I've gone through marketing from the era of electronic typewriters to Slack and WhatsApp and whatnot, right? I can get a job. 10 months, I was reduced emotionally and mentally. I was reduced to an absolute wreck. I was probably just a level away from a real nervous breakdown, demolishing of self, when the penny hit me. What hit me was my mission. I said, what is it that I'm really passionate about? And my passion was, how do I show businesses that people are not a number? Employees that you hire are not a cost. They're not a number. They're a human being, which means they're intelligent, they're creative, they're emotional. If you harness that intelligent, emotional, and creative, boy, oh boy, that's your biggest resource you're investing in. So if you develop that person, becomes a brand spokesperson, becomes your, community manager, becomes the person who, even after they leave you, shout from the rooftops, this is where I learned my craft. So, employee engagement, employee experience, all of that comes into that. And that led me to my journey of doing strategic consulting, doing marketing consulting. And today I have 4 months ago in the COVID period. Yeah. I landed with the most important project and the most, how should I say, project closest to my heart, which has a good and has a bad. And this project has to do with emotional and physical well-being at the workplace. And you see, I think we all across other medias and our networks, we all hear this toxic workplace, bad boss, good boss, where you go in, you work for a paycheck, you're really dragging yourself. So the bottom line of all of that is love. I'm not in love with what I do. And love has another word that we throw around and bandy around called passion. But passion and love are two different things. We put that word love when we meet our partner, our spouse, or somebody else. But I say, amigo, I love you. I have no hesitancy in saying that because my love for you is as a brother, as a friend who vibes and understands what's happening in my thinking process. And two other brothers, friends, very diverse, one from Australia, from Sydney, one from UK. We came together. They come from specific expertise to create this physical and emotional well-being project, which, it cuts across industries, it cuts people, whether you're a housewife, you're a college student, whether you're a coach and you're, 10 hours a day, you're actually helping people, whether you're a small businessman, doesn't matter what you are professionally. The common denominator that tags all of us is the energy that each one of us have as a human being. And I'm going to digress slightly because it's coming a bit from the left field. A lot of professionals don't understand that our energy is a reason of nutrition, biology, and mindset. These are the three corners that are there. So the project that we brought and is going to roll out, it's slated for a launch around 7th, 8th of October. We might be plus minus 2 or 3 days. We are bringing a wellness program for energy deficient professionals. And let me clarify what I mean by energy deficient professionals. It's people who feel run down because the cognitive mind has, I'm overweight, I'm underweight, I've got cholesterol, I've got stress, I've got anxiety, I'm just overwhelmed with everything that's happening. If you are somebody who feels you are not getting enough out of your 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 17 hours a day, come talk to us when we roll it out. Where will you find out about it? Keep an eye on Carlos's profile. Keep an eye on my profile. Click with me on LinkedIn. You'll know more about it. That's what I'm working on right now, Carlos. That's the baby for the rest of the year.
You know what I like most out of everything you said?
Go ahead.
The passion that you put into what you do. And look, this is the kind of energy that you want to put in, and humanizing businesses and doing what you do and working with people, not with numbers. It is something that's powerful. Like I was thinking about that today, and I was actually thinking about my next LinkedIn post, right? And I was thinking that back in time when I got into corporate and I started working in the industry, and to me it was all about numbers, and I didn't care about people. I was a dickhead because I thought it was all about pushing, and always with my face up. So anyway, thanks for doing that, and I really this is an amazing work. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you so much, Carlos. Pleasure. I mean, if we don't have passion or love, as I said, if you don't love what you do, you're not going to be giving it the 100% of excellence that you can. So simple
Absolutely.
Equation, we all know it.
Yeah. Man, I love how you make things simple. I love it. One tricky question.
Go ahead.
What would you like to be remembered for the day that you die?
You know what? Probably I'm one of those very few people who have a funeral speech. I get into an area which is touchy, but from our faith perspective, we don't have funeral speeches and everything. But if my kids, my wife, somebody were to say a few words or were asked to say a few words, they have two sentences they have to say. Joy came to give joy personally and professionally. And Joy wants to be remembered for his integrity, the helping attitude that he always has with everyone that he meets, and most importantly, for the kindness that he showed in understanding or trying to understand people. And that's
Man,
it.
I love it. I love it. I think you're doing pretty fucking well then.
Well, you just come on, edit that out. It's live. Carlos, thank you, amigo. I'm happy. I have tons of. That's not my mic drop. That's a silent expression so the viewers can make out what I said. Happening and stressors happening. But the choice of looking at what makes you happy without using cliches is within you. So,
Yeah.
what am I happy about? I'm happy about having a family and a partner, a wife who loves me, respects me, and my kids run up to me. My elder two kids settled in Germany, in Berlin, and Munich. They call every night. I mean, if I miss a night, 4:30 their time, 10:30 my time. The next day when I wake up, I have this flurry of WhatsApp messages with, I'm at that age point where they're very worried I'm going to kick the bucket. What they don't know is I've got Rocky 5 building up. Sly is our favorite guy, right? I got Rocky 5 building on the back, and boxing is a passion. So, yeah, that aside, just happy that I have life, happy I get every day to do something and look at the opportunities like this. We spoke 2-3 weeks ago, and here we are. It's an opportunity, and man, I'm grateful. These things can't be evaluated in money. That's a stupid parameter.
Money is a way to measure things, but definitely happiness it's not compatible with that. I love it. I like one story that Tony Robbins always explains in his seminars on UPW and whatnot. And he says he was talking to someone, and this guy was very happy. And he's like, "What's your secret? Why are you so happy?" He's like, "Well, if one day above the ground, it's a reason to be happy." So he didn't need much. So he was we can be happy with the simple things in life. So yeah, family and this connection, this is definitely a great one. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, we got the last question. Oh, sorry, go on.
Sorry, Carlos. Joseph just posted a comment, and I have to ping out to him and a shout out to him. Brother Joseph, it's not going to be Joy Sly Abdullah. It's going to be Jockey 5. Joy and Rocky. It's going to be Jockey 5. And you know where we come from, Brother Yusuf. Jockey, what it stands for. So shout out to you. Thank you for that well wish. Let's hope I can bring it out.
I love it. Guys, sorry, I'm missing all the comments. As I said, I'm going to blame technology for that. And
it's just scrolling up.
But yeah, thanks for following up. So give me a second. So the last thing that I'd like to ask you before putting you into a difficult position with my last question is, what is one killer piece of advice that you can give to the Unstoppables community, to anyone watching here or anyone that's going to watch the replay? This is your golden nugget. Think about it.
Mamma mia. I think about it because I think on my feet. I'm not standing, which is even better because it travels faster. Take the fourth letter of the English alphabet. What's the fourth letter of the English alphabet?
D.
We all know the fifth letter very well, but do you know the fourth letter?
You might be. I'm an engineer. I know about numbers, not letters. Letters.
Come on, it's the fourth letter. A, B, C, D. Oh, see, I'm not an engineer. I made a mistake. It's the fifth letter. It's the fifth letter. There you go. Okay, killer advice. The E stands for engagement or engaging. And remember, in engaging, that E stands for emotions and experience. It's not how your experience or your work goes. It's the experience you meet somebody else feel. Don't play around with that E. The more you come from an emotional perspective, the more you open yourself up, the more you are real you, and you create a joyful experience, to use a pun, you will find engagement getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And the unstoppable community is, by the virtue of that name, unstoppable.
Yeah.
So become I am possible by creating that, take that E, create your engagement so solidly through emotions and experience that you're really unstoppable. That's my killer advice.
That's a great advice, and I second that. This is amazing, and I must confess that I haven't been doing that for my entire life, but I'm doing that now more than ever. And when you engage from this place that you just mentioned, it's not only fun, but the rewards, the connections, the what you build around yourself is just magic. It's just magic. Thanks for that. Thanks a lot. That gave me goosebumps
You're
actually.
welcome. You're welcome.
So okay, you ready?
Yep.
Look, I would like to. I mean, it's been pretty good fun, but I would like to close the interview with something even more fun. Not fun, but funny. I would like you. What is the most embarrassing moment that you've ever experienced? And if it's something that you never shared before in public, even better.
I haven't shared this in public, so first time
Okay,
live, and it's all for you, Carlos. But
I'm gonna,
you know,
I'm
I'm
gonna
I'm,
sell
I'm
this.
just I'm taking 10 seconds to run this through my head, because when I share this, and my wife is in the other room right there, and I'm not sure if my voice is carrying or not, but chances are, if anything happens, you're responsible for it. I blame you. That's the best way we can say it. No. So
Okay.
most embarrassing moment was about 15, yeah, nearly 15 years ago. I was going to see my wife's parents to ask for her hand in marriage. I was at that point a single father, a divorced man, and I am much a bit older than my wife. So we do have about uh, 15 years of age difference between ourselves, which
Mhm.
explains why I have two big kids and two younger kids. But life, I love it. So here I am, all nicely dressed and everything. I drive up to my to-be in-laws place and everything, and go into the living room, and it's a pretty formal discussion, and the discussion happens. And in those days, I had a good head of hair, a very decent head of hair, really nice and brushed and combed and back brushed and everything. So as we spoke, it's all fine, everything's going nicely, and then my mother-in-law, God bless her soul, just leans over and suddenly says, "Joy, how old are you?" And I froze. There are very few occasions in my life when I freeze, but okay, let me explain why I said that. I'm actually an introvert who loves solitude and self company. So when I'm with a crowd, right, I take a little bit of time. I mean, now it's come down to a couple of minutes, but earlier, at that time, 15 years ago, I would take about 15, 20 minutes to sort of gauge the room and the pulse and where are the comfort people to be with kind of scene. Okay. As she asked me, "How old are you?" I froze, because I knew my wife's age, and I knew my age, and I knew the age of my to be in-laws. And I the choice of lying through my nose, which is only going to last me till Friday, or literally like a couple of days, and this thing. And I have the choice to be truthful about it. And with a silent prayer in my heart, I said, "God, here goes the truth. Keep keep me going. I really love this woman." And I gave my age. And my mother-in-laws went like this. There was no sound. She just went, mouth dropped open. And the very next moment was, she turned around and looked at her daughter, my wife, and turned back and looked at her husband, my father-in-law, and there was absolute silence. And
Oh
you
my
could
gosh.
you could cut
Oh
that
my gosh.
silence with a long bread knife or whatever, really, or even a butchering knife. And when that finished and everything, I said, okay, thank you very much. And I was like, okay, this has gone south. Walked out. I used to smoke. I still do. Went all the way out of the house and everything, crossed the road, stood on the other side of the curb, lit up a smoke. And my wife came out and said, thank you. I love you. You know, I'm glad that we're together. I said, what are you talking about? Your parents are just going to throw me out right now, and I'm going to get into my car and drive away before they call security because I'm closer to them in age and closer to you, you know. I said, no, they love you. And so was it. Though what was an embarrassing moment at that point in time, being asked for my age, and you know, I really wanted to get the hand of my wife. To me, that was my biggest embarrassing moment. I survived. It taught me a big lesson. Just for the rest of the audience, what do you think is extremely embarrassing at that present moment? Tomorrow, that becomes a very strong lesson in resilience and authenticity. I'm sorry to use the jargon word here, but that's the best way I can put it. So that's my story. That's my most embarrassing moment in life. Besides the other ones, I cannot share on live. They're censored versions, amigo. I'm happy to share it with you on a, you know, when we do our mano separately, but not on live.
Next time. Yeah, I can tell. It could be a very embarrassing moment, but it's an embarrassing moment with a happy ending and a learning lesson. So hey, that's a good deal.
Absolutely.
All right. So we made it to 11:30 in Spain. I guess that it's 5:30 p.m. in your place.
That's right.
We kept that thing pretty much on time. That's amazing. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here. And hey, I'm looking forward to the next one already.
I know. Thank you so much, Carlos. You've been a delightful host. Love the questions that you've asked, and it's been a pleasure to kick off the Unstoppables live show. Thank you for having me on it.
Thanks a lot. And just for the audience, we don't have an outro video. We have an intro, but I forgot about the outro. So probably the next next show we'll have one ready. Thanks everyone who is watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you next week. Thanks, Joy. I appreciate you.
Love you. Bye-bye. Take care, Carlos.